Hi guys and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. We are here for the Circuit Ricardo Tormo of Valencia for the final round of our MotoGP 21 Championship and Career Mode. So Pecco Bagnaia in pole position with Miller and Vinales on the front row, Quartararo, Oliveira and Zarco on the second, Mir, Binder, Martin, Marquez, Morbidelli and Rossi, Grant, Rins, Nakagami, Bastianini, Marquez, Savadori, Lecco, Ono, Spargaro, Marini, Petrucci and Alicia Spargaro at the back of the grid. So we look to the lights now for the final time of our MotoGP 21 career mode, and away we go! That's a great start actually in power setting 3. We're going to try and veer off to the left a little bit to try and get up at the inside of Marquez, and maybe even a couple of riders as well. Johan Zarco and Jorge Martin on the left hand side there, of course, our championship antagonist Johan Zarco. What a wonderful tight manoeuvre going up on the inside, going into the first corner. Now turn 2, coming in ahead of Johan Zarco. We need to be firm and brave on the brakes as Zarco's made a massive mistake, moving Miguel Oliveira. Oh, he's crashed! Johan Zarco is out of this one. Championship has been decided on the first lap of this Valencia Grand Prix. All we need to do now is just finish the race. That's all we have to do as we dive up to the inside of Fabio Quartararo. 5th position for Grant as things stand, and we have a wonderful chance now of getting in behind Joan Mir, Vinales and Miller and Bagnaia's slipstream, and having a chance of potentially getting on the podium here in Valencia. So last season in Moto2 the race didn't go quite as planned, really struggled from the get-go in the practice session, but the same cannot be quite said this time around here in Valencia as we trail behind Joan Mir. Now potentially on the right hand side, can we have a little bit of a look up on the inside going into turn 11? That's a brave move, pushing Joan Mir wide. Jorge Martin has gone down. That has completely scuppered their chances of a good finish for the team championship for the Pramac Ducati boys. Now trailing behind Vinales. Now we'll get onto the left hand side and begin to make a move if we possibly can, going into the left hander of the final corner of the Adrian Campos corner for turn 14. Very difficult manoeuvre if we were going to make it work there, but thankfully still on board the motorcycle. We've still got a wonderful chance of a potential podium finish here today in Circuit Ricardo Tormo of Valencia. Very much enjoy this track, but as I say, last season in Moto2 we kind of struggled, but I don't feel like we're going to struggle here today. I feel quite confident and feel quite with it today, if that makes sense. Feeling really on board the motorcycle. Of course, the Aprilia has had some more upgrades. We get alongside Vinales, a little bit of contact made there for the Spaniard and the British rider. Can we have a little bit of a lunge up on the right-hand side going into Nico Tirol corner? Not quite, just nudging Vinales a little bit wide. Up on the inside of Vinales, can we get the job done? Joan Mir wants to come on through as well, it seems, as Joan Mir, did he make the move? It looks like he didn't manage it, but Vinales moved from 3rd to 4th. Can we get a podium to secure this World Championship in absolute stunning fashion? So on the left-hand side we go for Afliccion. Unfortunately crashed out here in the qualifying session just 4 hours ago, but thankfully that doesn't matter to us anymore, because the only goal in our mind right now is to get in behind Bagnaia and Miller and just ride it out until the rest of the Grand Prix. But with plenty of laps remaining, who knows what's going to happen yet. All that really matters is Vinales got really close to the inside of the Aprilia there. He's checking out what the bike is going to be looking like when he's riding in real life, of course. We go on the right hand side for Champia Herreros for turn 12, and now onto the left hand side for turn 13. Very tight to the apex there, not allowing anyone to make a would-be lunge going into the inside there. Now into the final corner of Adrian Campos. We'll bring on the power with power setting 3 potentially, or I may actually save the power setting 3 just in case the other riders behind fancy a little bit of a go at me. Maybe I'll have the power setting 3 just to help me out. A bit of a backup plan, if you will. If anyone who's watched the previous races and the ones I've been quite successful on, it's usually because I've saved the power setting 3 for when we really need it. As we now go into the left-hander of Mick Doohan, nice and tight to the apex. We'll bring on the power just gradually and slowly, so then get onto the left-hand side for turn 3. Very difficult corner to navigate, but if you can get it right, the first sector is going to be so good if you can just piece those parts together. If you can't get turn 2 and turn 3 correct, then you're probably pretty much going to ruin your entire sector. Now looking at the gap to Fabio Quartararo, he is right on my tail right now. He is certainly grabbing the coattails with both hands. I don't think Fabio Quartararo wants to let the Aprilia slow him down anymore, because we have really lost touch with the 2 Ducati Desmos right at the front there. So maybe we might need Fabio Quartararo just to pull us in a little bit. It's no shame in allowing the rider behind you to take over and trying to catch him. But oh, a big mistake there going onto the green. Surprised we didn't get any penalty time. We certainly made a massive mistake, so just in case you felt like, oh, carnage has just occurred, I just moved out of the way because I felt like, because I didn't get a penalty for that one, I'd certainly felt like I should give up the position, because we were really taking advantage of that corner there. And what a massive mistake that has just turned into here. We have gone from 3rd position now down to 7th, and even clashing with Maverick Vinales. Maverick Vinales is on the floor now, and we have just dropped behind into 7th position. What a traumatic event going into turn 11 just a moment ago. Teammate Lorenzo Savadori is behind us in 8th position as we now use a lot of slipstream and a lot of power going into the first corner, but we have completely scuppered our lines. What a mistake. Oh, carnage behind! Binder and Joan Mir have just crashed. Something's gone on behind us as well. This is going really hectic right now as Lorenzo Savadori up into 5th position. That would be one hell of a performance for the Italian on board the Aprilia as we try and go around the outside of Valentino Rossi, which would effectively be his last Grand Prix in real life, but thankfully we still have another season with him in MotoGP video game. On the right hand side now for turn 5, there is Paul Espargaro, and he's getting him right onto the tail. We've really lost touch in this one. Maybe the medium tyre combination was not the right combination to go for, but what a result this would be for Lorenzo Savadori and another Italian there in Valentino Rossi. That would be some stellar results from both Italians on different manufacturers, of course. So going into the left-hander of turn 8, we might have a chance to get up the inside of Rossi into turn 11. You know how quick we are going into that particular sector. Turn 9 and turn 10 have to be perfect if we're going to have any chance of Aprilia getting over the inside of the 9 times world champion. Of course, he's being trailed by a soon-to-be 3 times world champion in Moto 3, Moto 2, and then the big boy champion in MotoGP. I do aim to do a Moto E season at some point. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see a full Moto E season with Grant, of course. We maybe will go for a 4 World Championships, but I do believe the championship in Moto E is called the World Cup winner, which, yeah, I don't really know how I feel about that, but anyway, across the line we will go, using power setting 3. Look at the speed we're picking up behind Valentino Rossi. We might be able to get hard on the brakes here and get past Lorenzo Savadori as well. Thankfully for Savadori, he's going to be holding on to 5th position, and I'm kind of in 2 modes here, because we've already won the World Championship, so we don't really need to make any risks, but at the same time, this is the final round, so why not go for some massive risks? Let's see if we can get past Savadori and begin to chase down Alex Rins, and hopefully chase down Quartararo as well, who's somewhat closed the gap on the Ducati riders up at the head. We're still 4.3 seconds behind, so it's certainly not going to be a Grand Prix victory to end of all the Grand Prix victories. And just to mention as well, I have never actually won here in Valencia. Moto 3, we just missed out in the final corner against Giammasia. Moto 2 was a disaster as we now go into Affliction. Can we have a chance to get up on the inside going into the left-hander of turn 8? Quartararo ruined his championship last season in real life there. We're not going to be doing the same. We're right onto the coattails of Savadori. Can we chase him down and get past him going into the right-hander of turn 10? Super close to the rear of teammate Aprilia, Lorenzo Savadori. Goodness me, but we do have the inside line after taking that different angle. We now get up into 5th position, and now Alex Rins is in our sights for the right-hander of turn 12. Left-hand side will go now with a medium front and medium rear. Looking a bit worn, but I think it was the right decision because it's kind of hanging in there, if you will, as we make a massive mistake going into the Adrian Campos. A little bit of chatter on the front end there, and another mistake has come in from the way of the new world champion, which is pretty much all done and dusted by this point because Johan Zarco nowhere to be seen as we get across the line. It's a 1:29.394, so it's our best lap so far, even though we made the mistake going into the final corner here in Valencia. So 1.7 seconds is the gap to the Suzuki man ahead of us, Alex Rins. No signs of Joan Mir, of course, after that sort of moment we had with Brad Binder. He is certainly nowhere. I think he might have crashed with Binder just earlier on in the race into turn 1. Something happened behind, and MotoGP 21 is certainly not shy of allowing riders to crash in this season. There's been so many crashes, and championship results have really surprised me, where you expected people to be further up in the order. Now, cast your minds back to the first round. We were actually dead last in the sense of the championship as we acquired 0 points. So the development we have had from the beginning to now has made a massive difference. So if you are watching this championship and you've enjoyed it so far and you feel like, you know what, I want to be a world champion in MotoGP as well, don't fret about the start of the championship. Keep upgrading the bike, keep putting the time in, keep putting the effort in, and you too will get into the level of winning a MotoGP World Championship in MotoGP 21. Now, of course, some people for some reason didn't believe me, but it is still on 120% difficulty. It has been since the beginning. But if you are confident in the lower difficulties or the higher difficulties, I would highly suggest you stick with what you're good at and just continue to develop all the time. So going into the final corner of turn 14, lap 7 is upon us. Only a few more laps now to the end of the Grand Prix, and I'm still feeling confident we're going to finish in the top 5, but it's not going to be good enough for the podium I originally wanted, of course, but for the very first time going into the 128.926s, so dipped into the 128s, a sub 129 for the very first time for our Aprilia man, currently the soon-to-be world champion, but not quite yet, because of course the formality of the Grand Prix is still yet to be finished, as Alex Rins is 1.8 seconds ahead of us, Lorenzo Savadori 7/10 behind, so we're going to have to keep an eye out on the battle behind us. But what a stunning performance for Lorenzo Savadori in 6th position. That is certainly understated in this Grand Prix so far. That is fantastic. I'm half tempted just to let him get past us and be the top Aprilia man for this season. I don't think it's happened yet, but I do believe in Le Mans, when I won the victory in quite convincing fashion, Lorenzo Savadori was doing rather well, and I do believe he finished in the top 9, so what a job for the Italian, who unfortunately will not be in MotoGP 21, or MotoGP 22, sorry, for the next game, of course. He will be the test rider for Aprilia, I do understand, but for the time being, wonderful performance from Lorenzo Savadori in the video game format. So Jack Miller, Pecco Bagnaia, Quartararo and Rins are your top 4 currently, and I tell you what, Quartararo has actually closed in on the Ducatis. Look at him up there just in 3rd position. He's going into the 13th corner now, and he's just really putting on the pressure on Bagnaia and Miller, so that might not be over yet. But at the same time, if Bagnaia can get the victory, he'll be moving up into 2nd place in the World Championship. So Johann Zarco, who's had an absolute shocker for the past couple of Grand Prix, crashing, not really setting the good lap times he wanted, just finishing in low positions, has really scuppered his chances of a good performance towards the end of the MotoGP 21 career mode. So he needs to improve for next season, that's definitely for sure. But early on in the season, he was definitely the favourite. He was my favourite to win, no doubt, and unfortunately, it's just not materialised for him towards the end of the season. The Pramac Ducati team not quite got the oomph and the development as much as this Aprilia right now, but I'm keeping my eye out on the battle up ahead. Fabio Quartararo right on the coattails of Pecco Bagnaia now. He's so close now, he can probably smell his breath. He is so close to the rear tyre there. Of course, the Yamaha not quite got the speed like the Pecco Bagnaia of Ducati that he's got up there, so maybe he's going to just open the throttle up and get past him sooner or later, or at least just keep him at bay. But Quartararo there on the left-hander, this is rather entertaining to have this back seat, if you will, as we make a little bit of a mistake there, as unfortunately Lorenzo Savadori has gone backwards. He's now in 8th position behind Pol Espargaro and Valentino Rossi, who sits in 6th place currently. So 7/10 of a second separate Grant and Rossi currently as things stand. There'll be 11 World Championships between him. And look at Pol Espargaro, another World Champion there. So that would be 12 World Championships. And if we had another one, 13 World Championships. So yes, I can do maths. It's pretty good, right? So getting onto the left-hander for turn 13. Oh, Quartararo! Is he going to have a lunge up at the inside? I think he's through. There it is, confirmation on your timing screen to the left-hand side there. Quartararo ahead of Pecco Bagnaia on the penultimate lap. Can he get the job done and beat Jack Miller as well? That would be absolutely impressive if he manages to get the job done here. But breaking into turn 1 for the final time, and for the final time of our MotoGP career mode Aprilia season number 1. 2nd season soon to start in a couple of weeks' time. But for the time being, this is going to be it for now. And what a season it has been. What an unbelievably competitive and entertaining season it's been, not just for you guys, but for me as well. From playing the game, doing the commentary, it has been truly awesome. And we make a little bit of a mistake actually going into turn 5. Does this give Rossi a chance to get into the top 5 for the first time this season? We'll be keeping an eye on that. But I tell you what, Quartararo is not giving this one up yet without a fight. I mentioned Quartararo and how he could be potentially a candidate for next season in MotoGP 22 or MotoGP 21 Career Mode Part 2. This could be very interesting to see if he manages to get Jack Miller. If Jack Miller bottles this one, this is going to be something else. This is really setting it up nicely for next season. I cannot wait to see what happens at the end of this one. And Alex Rins is right on the edge of Pecco Bagnaia. So Bagnaia obviously making a mistake with the tyres or just burning them up through this Grand Prix. There is Quartararo in the distance. Does he have a chance of taking the victory? It's going to be going into the final corner. Maybe a smart lunge into the Adrian Campos corner. He's actually in the lead already, guys. He's got the job done. Quartararo's going to win here in Valencia. Miller takes 2nd, Bagnaia 3rd, Rins takes 4th, and here is your brand new world champion. Celebrate the number 47 for winning the MotoGP World Championship. So the end of the championship and the end of Valencia. Quartararo wins with Jack Miller and Pecco Bagnaia in 2nd and 3rd place. So what a stellar effort for the two Ducati boys. That will probably result in the team championship. But let's check out the world championship for the independent status. And that is the Riders' Championship. Grant wins from 35 points clear from Johann Zarco and 37 clear from Pecco Bagnaia. What a season. So looking at the team championship, Ducati Lenovo team win by 25 points clear of factory Yamaha team, and in third place, we still got on the podium for the team championship, is Aprilia Racing Team Gresini. Now look at the Constructors' Championship, we know who won this one, we knew it for a long time. The Constructors' Championship goes to the way of Ducati, which is their second World Championship in the Constructors' Championship. So we may have not finished in the podium for the final round here in Valencia, but we do have the honours of being a MotoGP World Champion on board the Aprilia no less. So what an incredible season this has been, and I'm really grateful for all the support that you guys have shown me, all your compliments on my commentary and my riding skills. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching this season, thank you very much for all the support, and I really hope we got the job done and you're pleased with the result as much as I am, because of what a magnificent season it truly has been. It's been absolutely awesome, and I've enjoyed every single second of it. But I guess I'm going to leave you now with the final little bit piece of the puzzle, if you will, and that is Grant picking up the MotoGP World Championship. So guys, thank you for watching as always. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed. Hit the notification bell to alert to every single Dot Race upload and live stream, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching guys, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dot Race video.